In this video, we're gonna be testing out the angled sole plates from Angled Soles on the Faction Tactical V1s here. These sole plates are prototypes. I'm just testing them out. They made them for me to kind of skate and get my thoughts on them. So they're not a production run yet or anything like that, but they do make these angled sole plates for the SLs, the Razors SL, the 909s, and I think the Mesmers are coming soon. And so these are gonna be on the Factions here. We're at one of my favorite ledges here in the Fort Worth area, in Fort Worth. And so we're gonna be testing these out. If you haven't heard of these already, as their name would imply, they have this angle on them. And we're gonna be, and it's specifically designed, I don't have the frames on there, so it's not perfect, but it's specifically designed so that you can roll over a little bit and keep your center of gravity on square ledges a little bit better. They're made out of like a proprietary UHMW material. They're machined, so these are not injection molded or anything like that. And also the negative sole plate, also you can see is a little bit angled as well, so that you can roll over onto ledges, hopefully allowing you to stay on the ledges a little bit longer. I know Jonathan from Dread Roller Vlog and Cody from Code Blading 101 both have been skating these on their respective skates, and both seem to like them a lot. But I'm going to skate this ledge today, and there's gonna be more follow-up videos on rails and different obstacles like that, so stay tuned. But we're gonna go ahead and bolt these up. I did wanna say, just before we get started, that the fit and finish is really, really tight, really good. No real gaps or anything like that. They look really nice. But yeah, so fitment is on point, and especially with the sole plate mounting bolts here. I don't know about you, but I've had plenty of times where I get a part in or I get something or other and the mounting holes don't quite line up like they should. But with these, super on point. I'm gonna swap over my other one. I have the stock Faction sole plate here. So I'm going to be pulling this one off, putting on the other angled sole here and testing them out here on this ledge. So let's get to it. So the things I'm really gonna be looking for today are primarily the actual angled sort of technology here on the sole plates on this rather rounded off sort of granite ledge here. So we'll see how that feels. We'll also make sure to take a good look or get a good feel for how the backslide groove really locks in. I think it's gonna be pretty good, but we shall see. It lines up really well with the Create groove here, so that should be good. And then if we can, we'll try to squeeze in a little bit of negatives on this thing, which I don't think will be an issue either. But as far as sliding, this ledge slides really fast, as you might imagine. So it may not be the best test for how fast it slides, because this thing slides super fast on most things, or durability. But those are things that I'm gonna continue to review these in more videos that I'll get a real feel for in terms of what they slide, how they slide, and how durable they are on different obstacles. Also, one thing I'm really excited to test out, so they have the, well, I guess I should talk a little bit about this. They have call this the sole angle here, the ledge angle, and the protection angle. So the protection angle is really sort of just to keep this more intact as this sort of wears down. But for cess slides today, I'm really excited because I really want to do some of those cess slides where you slide into the ledge. And I'm not exactly saying I'm gonna be doing a backslide to alley fish, but just for demonstration. So I'm gonna be feeling out how they feel on cess slides as well today on this ledge. I did wanna mention the setup a little bit too. We have the Shut Up Brandon Drummond with the waxed laces, Jad Roller Vlog with the super nice 45 strap here. Of course, the Angled Soles, China Wirestyle Create Originals frames, Cymatics anti-rockers, and Becky Sotelo BEK wheels. So that's gonna be the setup for today. Just kind of getting the legs warmed up. So we're gonna look at just a back farv on this, sort of a safety warm-up trick for me, just to get the legs going. Okay, felt good on the back farv, took a few tries. This ledge is a little tricky. It's really a wonderful ledge, but like I said, it's a little rounded off, and it has these gaps in it, which actually give like really cool feedback. It feels really cool clacking over them. So back farv, it felt like the groove locked in just fine. Of course, this is the first trick, plenty to come. Felt like it locked in fine. Started slipping off towards the end. I think honestly, because I just wasn't going fast enough, I'm not sure. But we'll, you know what? We'll look at a sole grind. Yeah, I'll go ahead and get the sole grind on the angled soles, first one. So you can definitely feel how you can kind of roll that foot over as intended. And I wasn't sure what I was gonna think. Obviously, I've only done a handful of sole grinds so far just to figure it out. But kind of initial impressions on that angled sole is good. Feels like it doesn't try to fight you. It gives you that latitude to roll over and center your weight over where you want it to be, which is the intention. So I don't want to speak too soon or anything like that, but so far, just first couple tricks on them feel good. Obviously, time will tell. I'm not gonna make a strong opinion on anything after like 2 tricks. So I'm gonna try back farv to sole. I don't think I did that last time I was here. Back farv to sole. Maybe we'll start looking at some more groove tricks, and then topside tricks, and then set slides. The front row is actually a bit harder than I was expecting. I never do front royales anymore. All right, the front roy gave me a lot more trouble than I thought it was going to, but it is what it is. So now we're gonna take a look at some top sides. I'll just start off with a top sole, maybe a little sweat stance, and see how the top sides feel. Missed my H block foot. I pretty much whiffed my H block foot, but the sole plate stayed locked on that fish brain, so we'll see. That was pretty wild. I expected the sole foot to just come right off because my weight was way too far over the ledge, but the sole plate stayed locked in. That was surprising. Okay, a little spooky, but we'll go for sweaty on the thing. Totally just filmed an entire sweat stance segment and forgot to hit record, so I'm gonna give sweat stance a couple more tries. It wasn't pretty, but I'm gonna try to get the sweat stance here on film this time. Okay, that one was quite a bit better than the first one anyway. So I do want to go for top horn. I don't do a whole lot. Well, maybe I do nowadays. But anyway, I want to go for top horn on this thing and see how it goes. Gotta lean forward. Come on now. Back foot as usual, felt like it could have been a little jank, but I'm running with it. Okay, I like to switch up a lot. It's gonna be acid budget true top sole. We'll see how it goes. Definitely not perfect, but as usual, I'm gonna run with it. And now we're gonna do what I've really been looking forward to, is cess sliding into grinds, and we'll see what happens. We're gonna start hopefully with a royale cess slide into a back royale. The trick is gonna be these cracks, not getting tripped up by them, I think. Yeah, negotiating the cracks and the curve and everything, it's tricky, but I think it'd be pretty cool to go for like porn star cess slide into top porn. So we'll give that a couple looks. Not just saying this, it's like the sole plate locked on and didn't want to let go. All right, now we just got to speed it up a little bit. Not pretty, but you guessed it, I'm gonna take it. So the two kind of bucket list items for today for me are gonna be a basically true top acid cess slide into true top acid, and basically like a back salve true top porn cess slide into a TTP. Those are both probably gonna be pretty spicy, but we'll give them a go. There's a couple times there where the sole plates, I mentioned earlier, the sole plates locked on and like refused to let go. I'm not just saying that, like, I mean, I've had that happen on rails, but not on ledges, not like this. So I don't know, man, the soles seem to lock on really well. All right, definitely had to fight for that one, but we are going to go now for the back salve TTP cess slide into TTP. That's gonna be kind of the holy grail for me, my little bucket list item for today. I think I've tried this trick so far like 40 times, and I knew it was gonna be a battle, and it sure is, but a little progress bit by bit. Sort of a half make, but I wanna clean it up a little bit and get a cleaner clip. I don't remember the last time I worked so hard for a trick, but thank you, Tay, for all your support at It's Not My Job, man. This ledge over here, it just looks too pretty with the bridge and the lighting, so we're gonna try. My battery is about to die, so maybe if you have battery, maybe we can switch phones, but I'm gonna try a back farv, and Tay's gonna do front farv.
Yeah, front farv.
And we're gonna do a little doubles clip. Maybe we'll make it a collab. Yeah? All right, let's get it. Frontside friends!
Frontside friends forever.
Okay, first session done on the angled sole plates here for the factions, and in hindsight, I do wish that I would have picked a little bit of a less tricky ledge. That ledge is a little bit rounded off, the cracks, the curve, the this and the that. It makes it a little bit tricky, so I wish I would have I wish I would have chosen a little bit more of like a straightforward ledge today, but I just was drawn to that ledge. I had unfinished business with some of those cess slide grinds. But anyway, had a great time. Some of the big takeaways, one of the biggest sort of things that just, I think I have a takeaway from this is that as I was skating them and doing like the first sole tricks and stuff like that, is that it felt like, because, like there's been a lot of comments on these. It's like, hey, why would I pay so much for a sole plate that's already basically broken in, right? And I've heard that a bunch of times, and, it makes sense. I get that. What I found today, again, my biggest probably my biggest takeaway from today was that while I was on the ledge, it felt like the sole plate was not telling me what to do in a way. It's like it felt like where maybe normal sole plates are a little bit one-dimensional, these are a little bit two-dimensional or multi-angled. So it was actually kind of nice being able to have the sole plate let me sort of adjust my center of gravity, my body position, all this stuff. And that was actually really nice. It was kind of like it didn't feel smushy, right? Because it's a very defined angle and everything like that. It's machined as such. It didn't feel like, with a lot of sole plates, once they get really broken in, they get rounded off like we talked about, or like I mentioned earlier. And it allows you to sort of, bone things over a little bit like that. But with these, with those, like the broken insole plates, it can feel a little bit smushy, in my opinion. It feels good, but it feels a little bit smushy. With these, it really felt like, hey, do you want to be here or do you want to be there? We're going to let you sort of play with it and decide. So I don't know. To me, I like that. I did like that. There was a couple times, like I mentioned earlier, I wish I chose a little bit less of a tricky ledge to skate. There was a couple times where it did feel like I was sort of, I don't know if teeter-tottering is the word, but sort of like a little bit trying to figure out my center of gravity, which makes sense too, right? Like, that's kind of what these are, is almost like a teeter-totter. Do you want to be boned over or do you want to be up and down or somewhere in between? So, but I liked it. Overall, I liked them. And like I sort of mentioned earlier, like, man, that ledge is, again, a little bit rounded off. It has those big cracks. It's curved. It's fun, but it's a little bit challenging, especially once you start trying more challenging tricks. And but there was a couple times where it was almost like these sole plates didn't want to let go of the ledge when I wanted them to. When in my experience, normal sole plates would have, come off because my body position was so bad or whatever. These were like, no, fam, we're locked in. We're staying in for the ride. So that was eye-opening. That was interesting. Unfortunately, I totally forgot, as I do sometimes, about doing negatives. So I didn't get any negatives in today, but nice, big, generous negative space here. Again, they are a little bit angled to let you bone those over on negatives. But so that's pretty much some of the big takeaways. The backslide groove, this is my left foot, so this is the one that sees most of the action here. As far as the groove, it felt good. You can see it. Most of it was up there at the top where it was actually rubbing or whatever. But the backslide groove felt good. Once you really locked in, it felt locked in. That ledge is tough. I know last time I skated it, I've only skated it twice. This was my second time, but the first time I skated it, it's a tricky ledge. So it was tough. It was hard to kind of parse out some of the little squirrely stuff that was happening, whether it was me, my body position, this, that, the other, or the soles, right? But from what I could tell, the backslide groove locked in just fine. So we'll see, man. We'll see. First impressions, to be honest, I'm impressed. I had a good time on these. I am excited. I think my biggest sort of thing I'll leave you with is that it definitely feel like I need more time, right? I skated one ledge, one day, one session. I need to skate, and that's the plan. I need to skate a variety of different obstacles, rails, skate park ledges, etc., right? The whole gambit to really get a feel for how these perform. But that being said, today, I had a great time. That dark TTP slide thing, I might have tried it 80 times, maybe 100 times, dude. I'm smoked right now from that, but it was fun. It's good to push yourself once in a while and try something new. That one's definitely not in my wheelhouse, but it was fun to at least sort of get it, I guess. But anyway, cool. So stay tuned. I'm going to be skating these some more for sure. Definitely on some rails, some handrails, this, that, and the other. And again, getting a feel for how they perform, the durability, X, Y, and Z. So I guess we'll take a look at the durability here. So there are, I did take quite a few slip outs, quite a few. And so this protection angle here looks like it's, doing what it's intended to do and take some of the brunt of those slip outs and slides, etc., and cess slides. So yeah, we'll see how the durability holds up over time. That will be definitely one of the defining key factors here. So anyway, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing. I will link to everything I'm skating down in the description below if you want to go check any of it out. And I appreciate you being here. Thanks again, Angled Soles, for sending them over. We'll be skating them a lot more. So stay tuned. And yeah, rollerbooters. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.